One day, the main character visited a village of women, and some of the ladies were not pleased to see him. Luckily for the main character, this nice lady was willing to let him stay in her place. The main character was a scholar who majors in folklore, so he went to this village, because he heard a rumor about this village that men who visited have never returned. Her name is Shizuka, and she thinks that the rumor is just a plain nonsense. After that conversation, she left to do some household chores. The main character thought that visiting the village was pointless. However, the fun will always begin during the night. Then he suddenly got a visitor without wearing any defensive armor. He noticed that there was something coming for him, so he was awakened. This lady presented herself, and her name was Oka. After that introduction, she started treating his neck like a delicious ice cream. The main character cannot react to any of this activity, because it would be so gay if he will run away from a thirsty woman. In addition, he also noticed that he was getting allured by this woman's charm. Because of that, he cannot hold back the urge to carry her melons like a true gentleman of culture. He was going with the flow, because his natural instincts are telling him not to resist a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. After that, the main character's face was turned into the most successful chair in the world. He was very thirsty from his long journey, so he decided to rehydrate from the free water source in front of him. Then they have the 69,000 feeding frenzy situation. The main character was enjoying this rare scenario, so he cannot stop himself from drinking the delicious crystal clear mineral water. This lady was very kind for giving him some heartwarming service during a cold night, therefore, the main character gave her a warm organic fresh milk. Then she drank it with passion, and she was thankful for his offering. She noticed that his rod have a good posture, and it was standing straight in a 90 degrees angle. So, she wanted him to do the clapping exercise. The main character took that opportunity, because his brain was telling him to follow the desire of his hardworking weapon. He was using the rod of destruction, because this lady wanted him to deal more intense damage. Then he used his ultimate move of white explosion. However, the main character was not contented yet, because only a beta male would be done right away. He let her ride on the Iron Pegasus, and he was giving high five on her backyard peaches. The main character was now an alpha male, and he was commanding her to ride properly. Then the main character gave her the secondary explosion. After that, their clapping exercise continued, because weakness is not found in the main character's vocabulary. They wanted some fresh air, so they went outside to do their outdoor recreational activity. The ambiance of nature was very exciting, so they easily reached their peak of happiness. Then the main character used white explosion, and she was knocked out from his simultaneous backyard attack. The next day, the main character was deeply sleeping, and Shizuka woke him up. He was looking for the lady that provided him a good time last night, but Shizuka had no idea about it. He thought that last night was a dream. However, his body remembers everything. While he was washing his face, he noticed on the reflection that he got some sort of tribal tattoo. After that, he started investigating the tattoo, and he was searching in the ancient books. He found out that there are female demons of culture who absorbs life force from men, and they have a purple crest on their body. In addition, that mark also appears on their victim who got sucked. So, the main character concluded that Aoka was a female demon of culture. Suddenly, Shizuka approached the main character, and she suggested that he must undergo an exorcism ritual if he was worried about the crest on his chest. The main character followed her suggestion, and went to a nearby shrine. A priestess approached him, and her name was Renge. She will be performing the exorcism ritual. The priestess started doing the exorcism ritual, and for some unknown reason the main character felt very relaxed. While he was getting high with relaxation, the priestess suddenly grabbed his legendary sword, and she told him that this was part of the exorcism ritual. Then she started giving him a helping hand exorcism. Despite that unusual exorcism procedure, the main character was just letting the expert do their job. The main character achieves the enlightenment, so he releases the forbidden milky spirit on her face. The priestess used some curse energy, and the main character got some sort of sleep paralysis effect. Her exorcism ritual was just a roleplay, because in reality she was also a female demon of culture. The main character was now her victim, so she will punish his legendary sword. However, the punishment doesn't feel like a punishment at all, because she was just dancing on top of him. The main character was dominated by a woman of culture, and that situation is an absolute win. So, the main character did not complain, and he continued clapping like a Sigma male. Then he fully paid the priestess exorcism ritual with an offering of nutritious milkshake deposited in her sacred shrine. The clapping ceremony did not end there, because they are still doing the ritual until morning. After that, the main character realized something was fishy with the set of events. So, The main character went to a forbidden tunnel, and he was there looking for an ancient shrine. He saw Shizuka, and he accused her for mind-controlling Aoka and Renge. In this village the ladies were keeping distance from the main character. However, Shizuka accepted him with an open heart. In addition, he suspects that she was also doing the setup for the clapping events he experienced. The main character wanted her to admit that she was the mastermind. Shizuka have no more ways to lie, so she revealed her true form. Shizuka was the 100% pure female demon of culture, and she turned this entire village into her personal human farm to suck some life essence. This demon wanted to take time sucking the main character's life essence, however, she decided that she will completely drain him today. She activated her cursed magic, and the main character cannot move a muscle. Shizuka noticed that the main character have a special buff to ward off demons. However, she was confident that the main character cannot do his counter-attack. Her demon tail was equipped with love potion, and she was applying that to his legendary sword by using the power of rubbing friction. The main character cannot understand this out-of-this-world sensation, so he gave her demon tail a big bang explosion. After that, the stone behind her suddenly glow, because this ancient shrine is the place where she collects the life essence. The female demon invited her mind-controlled puppets, and the main character will undergo the climax of the story. Then Oka and Renge started giving him a collaborative dual helping hand ceremony. Renge was a good girl, so she decided to let the main character sip her sweet nectar directly from her flower garden. They have a multiplayer game, and the player one was Renge. She was playing with a horseback riding game, and the main character was role-playing as the horse. Then she received her colored white reward, and she was very happy. The multiplayer game continued, and it's very difficult to describe and narrate every situation, because all the ladies were actively cooperating. Despite their simultaneous attack on the main character, he was not going down, because his weapon was always standing like a brave warrior. The main character keeps on releasing his colored white life essence, and the life essence storage was now glowing very bright from too much power. Despite his too much generosity, he was still very healthy, and the female demon have no idea that she messed with the wrong opponent. After a while, the main character was able to defeat Oka and Renge. Shizuka was astonished by his unlimited stamina, so the main character revealed the secret of his overwhelming stamina. It turns out that the marking on his chest was not a crest to repel demons. Instead, it was the crest for acquiring the legendary stamina of the cultural hero, and the female demon have no idea that such ability exists. The main character challenged her to a battle of endurance, so the female demon will fight him with all her special techniques. She was confident that she can drain him quickly. However, despite all her efforts of extracting gallons of his nutritious milkshake, she was not making any progress on slowing the main character's legendary stamina. Instead, she was the one who was slowing down. Eventually, the female demon have lost her strength to smash his unbreakable weapon. The main character has secretly used a special love potion drug on his milkshake before the battle started, and it was finally taking effect on her. It was too late when the female demon realized that she was just overdosing herself by intaking his contaminated milkshake. This time, it was the turn of the main character to punish the female demon using his rod of destruction. She have no other ways to fight back, so she was using verbal attacks, because she was a woman. However, the main character doesn't care about her offensive language, so he keeps on clapping her. Eventually, the female demon was now begging for his mercy, but the main character was not listening to her. Then he gave her the final big bang explosion, and the life essence was overflowing, so her storage was cracked. After that exciting battle, the main character noticed that the demon crest disappeared from his chest. Meanwhile, Shizuka apologizes, and she doesn't care anymore if her subscription on Being Alive would be cancelled. However, the main character is not interested in taking her life, because he only wanted to study folklore. The main character condemned her for her illegal methods of milkshake extraction, so he told her to do her job decently next time. She was amused by his words, so she decided to gain some character development. The next day Oka and Renge have awakened, and both of them were now free from the influence of mind control. In addition, they have no idea why they are not wearing any equipment, and they can't remember the special events last night. Meanwhile, the main character and Shizuka were traveling together. She was coming with him, because she cannot be satisfied anymore with ordinary milkshake extraction. In other words, she have acquired her exclusive vanilla milkshake producer. That's the end of this cultural anime recap, and thank you for watching. By the way, here is your research material, and please use it carefully, and don't forget to touch grass like the main character. He was doing some adventure, and luckily, he struck the lucky 7 jackpot.